Welcome to one of my favorite spaces, my Notion productivity system. In this video, I want to talk you through my Notion and how I've designed it to make getting things done easier, to make managing feelings of resistance and procrastination smoother, and just to make sure that I'm actually moving forward on my goals on a day-to-day basis and not just sliding through life without getting things done that are actually important. So at the very top of my life dashboard, I have my theme. And I've also got a live with, which is from the book, The Highest Goal. Live with are like little personal credos that you can use to guide your decisions day to day. The next section of this page are my life areas. So these all actually expand and you can see all of my reference items that sit under each life area. But each life area also has its own dashboard. So if I go into home, you've got this beautiful dashboard and it has quite literally everything related to home management in the one page. So this is really good if it comes to a weekend and I'm like, okay, I want to, get home management stuff done. I can just open my little home page. I can see my vision for what I want my home to feel like over here, my goals, any active tasks, as well as any reference items. So I've got all my reference items related to home over here. For example, user manuals. This is like a really ugly page, but it does the job. My weather event get ready list, because we recently had a cyclone and then 2 years ago we had a tornado and it was just wild. And I simply was not mentally prepared in either of those scenarios. And I won't show you through all of those subpages because I want to talk about the rest of my life dashboard, because this is kind of where all of the big productivity principles are embedded. When I built this Notion template, I really wanted to bake all of my big ideas about productivity into the template, starting with my vision at the very top of the page. So you can expand this out simply because it's just too big. We couldn't have this sitting here all the time. But when we expand it out, I can see a beautiful overview of a vision for my life. For me, the idea of a vision is all about creating a really clear idea of what it looks like to win in life. And that sounds kind of gross, but the way I see it is someone could be the most productive person in the world. They could be getting so much done. They could be a high-powered CEO of a company with thousands and thousands of people, and I still would not consider them a very productive person if their ladder was leaning against the wrong wall and they were continuing to climb it. Because what is productive about that? Which is where a life vision comes in. Because once you create a life vision, you have a sense of what winning looks like in each area of your life and you can work towards it. Doesn't matter if you do win, but you can play to win. So the next thing on my main page are my yearly goals and my quarterly goals. The way I see a yearly goal is these can be lofty, they can be a little bit more vague, they can be a sense of like, this is how I want to feel, or I want to figure out this thing. Whereas your quarterly goals are way more, tangible, actionable. So I've got my yearly goals of writing a book outline, having consistently magical weekends, and an intentional michelleb video packaging process, which makes a lot of sense in my head, but it doesn't sound very good to you, I'm sure. And those are kind of like big, they're a little bit vague, but then in my quarterly goals, I'm a bit more specific. Then we get to the really like high use part. This is the daily, weekly stuff. The first thing that you see under daily planning and tasks is this little toggle. And when you open that toggle, you see the momentum menu. I am such a big advocate for we all have low days. We all have low energy times. It is so silly to pretend like you're going to be at your best self all the time. And the better thing to do is to just cater for the times when you are low energy and low focus and to have a bit of a plan. To be like, okay, today's a low energy day. I'm going to go to my momentum menu. I'm going to do a bounce back checklist because it's, midday and I feel like trash. You can see I've recorded this video before because I've got all of these entries in there. But all of these are basically just little guides to get you moving, either to create momentum or to help you to change your focus so that you can move through the slumpy days that are naturally just going to happen. The next thing is my daily task planner. The way I define a task is it has to take under 30 minutes. And the reason I have a definition for a task is because it's so easy to put projects on your task list, then feel overwhelmed, and then feel confused as to why you're overwhelmed. When you have a clear definition of a task is something that is one session that you do in one go that takes under 30 minutes, it's a lot easier to move through your to-do list with ease and you don't overwhelm yourself. So the today tab is just for all the tasks that I want to do today. Although you can see I kind of use my today tab and I use my work sessions as a daily planner. I'll talk about that soon. The next tab that I have is my active tasks. So active tasks are all the things that I want to get done within around the next 10-ish days. I also have a pipeline tab, which is kind of like my up next tasks, anything above and beyond 10 days. But to be honest, I'm not really using that tab too much. I also have my tasks categorized by sort of these are my content related tasks. I have a work projects tab. I also have my admin tabs. I have a tab for journaling, so anything I want to journal. And I also have like a time in the day that I usually journal, so I can go to this list. I also have a bunch of columns that I want to talk about. So I have calm impact, so how much is it going to impact my calm if I get this done, as well as inclination, which is really just motivation. And I have when, which is kind of context. So like in what context am I going to do this? For example, daily admin, I have like a specified time where I do my daily admin. That's when I'm going to do that stuff. Or I've got even weekend projects. Some tasks I'm like, I'll get to that on the weekend. So I want it to be a weekend project task. I think it's important that for every context that you have dedicated time carved out for every type of task, if that makes sense. So if you're just putting tasks on your task list and they're admin tasks, but you don't have a sense of, okay, on Saturdays, I do my admin, your admin task will never get done. You need to have specifically carved out times for certain tasks, otherwise you just won't get to them. When it comes to things like calm impact and my inclination column, I used to be so funny about I need to fill out every single column and I need to rate every single task. Nowadays, the way that I treat these kind of columns is, will it help me now to rate everything by calm? If yes, I will fill it out. Same with inclination. And oftentimes I'll end up using these on days where I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to focus on first. And then I'll fill out these columns rather than filling them out at the start of the week, because then they almost lose their freshness. I think about freshness a lot when it comes to tasks and productivity, because you can rate everything and have this beautiful list that's all rated and organized. But by 3 days time, those ratings will just feel less fresh in your mind. Whereas when you use them on an as need basis, on a, okay, what am I going to do today? Let me rate everything. And it feels fresh in the moment. They're just so much more useful. The next section of my Notion is my work session section. And if you purchase this Notion productivity pack and you're thinking, hold on a minute, that looks a little different to my work session section, that's because I've made some minor changes. So if you do want to get this version of work sessions, you can go back into your productivity pack and you'll find it. So let's talk about work sessions and how they work. Basically, you can create a new session. You can do this at the start of the day, or you can do kind of like what I've done today. I've used this almost as a to-do list, and I've created a work session for everything that I wanted to start today. I always treat it as like, a work session is about starting, it's not about finishing, but you often just end up finishing things anyways. Basically, you can just create a new work session. You can create a little outcome and be like, okay, the outcome of this task is filming my Notion screen recording. And you can break it down into smaller tasks. If you're feeling resistant, I've also got this toggle here for my resistance journal. So I'll open this one because I did it literally this morning. For example, I was going to record a podcast. I felt really resistant. Didn't know why. I did the Heal Resistance journaling exercise. And I filmed every single day this week. I put makeup on every single day this week. I was feeling so resistant to not filming, but actually putting on makeup. I was like, ugh, I don't want to do it. And then I was like, okay, we're just going to do some low effort makeup today. You know, you don't feel like a full face, fine. I kind of talked to my resistance using this journal and it worked well. People are often programmed to respond to resistance in two ways. Either it's gentle productivity avoidance. I'm gonna go on my phone. I'm gonna do something else that I know is immediately rewarding. And that just creates a cycle of avoidance. And then the other default reaction is, oh, I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna hustle through it. But there are so many other options when it comes to resistance. And I think you, as part of self-compassionate productivity, you need to create a really healthy relationship with feelings of resistance. You need to not treat resistance like it's a monster, and you need to not let it dictate your life. So that's work sessions. So the next section is my project. So I'm in my projects every single day. I see projects as two things. Projects are either goal confetti, so they're little pieces of a bigger goal. For example, if your goal is to write a book, one of your projects could be to create the book cover design. And I see projects as just general life things that just have to be done. For example, like decluttering the bedroom and office shelves, or I had one on here before about getting my name changed, which took me way too long to do, which is why I turned it into a project, because before that I wasn't taking it seriously. And then I treated it as a project and I did take it seriously. The big thing that has made a difference for me when it comes to actually moving forward on my projects and moving those annoying projects that you technically could just never do. You know, those projects that are in the background that you could never do and get away with it, but they still have a really big difference in your life. The key to making sure you're actually moving forward on them, I've found, has been limiting the amount of projects that I let myself have and doing a sense check with my projects list all the time to make sure, okay, am I actually committed to all of these things? Do I actually have the capacity to do and move forward on all of these things? It took me years to accept that I only had the capacity to do a certain amount, but accepting that I could only do a few things at a time and then choosing to focus on one thing, completing it off, moving to the next thing, has made me a more productive person. And I also see a lot of my in-progress content as mini projects, and I am constantly curating this section. So if I tomorrow wake up and I go, actually, I'm not really committed to creating that piece of content right now, I will remove it immediately. I keep this so curated. I keep it so aligned, because the second it becomes just like a random list of stuff that you're actually never going to do, you'll start avoiding it and you won't be using it. Under each of these projects, I also have like a task section, so I can add tasks through the projects. That way I can see all the tasks assigned to a project. And the general rule, which is very David Allen-esque, is have one task assigned to each project at all times. The next thing on my Notion page is my future self favor board, which is all about collecting evidence of who I am as a person, collecting evidence of my favors, the kindnesses that I do for my future self, and creating a really good relationship with future me to get me in the mindset of thinking about and considering my future self when I make decisions. This is something I go through, you know, maybe once a day. Sometimes I miss a day. Sometimes I'll like, you know, retroactively do 3 days, but I'll go through and I'll click all the things that I did that were favors for my future self. And I've got these little buttons here so I can click movement, and then I can put in a note and say, yep, did a little mini dance party. And then I pretty much create like a log of every single favor that I've ever done for myself, and it can shift your identity in a way because it's there, like it's evidence. You cannot question the literal things that you've tangibly done that are in your future self favor board. To the side of that, I have my habits in progress, and these are just my quarterly goals. So anything that's marked as a habit goal sits in here. The way I see a habit in progress is that I do not have it down pat yet. It's still in figure out mode. I'm still working out how to make it a good part of my routine. And after that, I have routines, I have life areas, but I'm going to walk you through those by looking up here. So you've sort of already seen everything that's under home. Next up, I have fun and vibes, and I have to be honest, I don't use this tab very much, which I hate. But the 2 pages that I would say that I use very reliably are my packing list. I use this every single time I go on any kind of holiday or getaway. And I cannot not use this because otherwise I will absolutely forget something. This is so helpful. And then I also have my holiday ideas, which shouldn't look like this. I don't know why it's doing this. Notion does this sometimes. I won't show you the actual holidays that I'm planning because that feels not very safe, but this is my template and it's so good. I've created a spot where I can reference dump. If you go into the destination, you can plan your days, you can put your booking and reference stuff in here. And I want to be saying that I'm using all these other things. It would really align with my consistently magical weekends goal, but I'm getting there. Under personal growth, one page that I absolutely love is my vision page. So it's got my vision that you've already seen. And I also have my business vision down here. And I have my yearly goals. So I'm like, let's just put it all there. And then up here, I can create entries. I like to think of goals as something that you kind of have a relationship with, and you can go in and out of being connected to and disconnected from your goals. And this page just kind of has all of my favorite ways of journaling that help me to maybe reconnect with goals or visions or anything that I'm feeling a little stuck in, because I think that's always better than shiny new goal syndrome and just being like, well, let's just discard it. If I felt really disconnected to a goal, I might go, okay, well, self-sabotage audit. Am I self-sabotaging? Go through all of these prompts, suss out what's going on. Or I might just be like, okay, let's create some clarity because maybe I'm just feeling a bit fuzzy about this goal, and so on and so forth. My idea meditation is kind of like my journaling section. I'm still playing around with this because it's one of my goals to do idea meditation on a regular basis. Idea meditation is just like a fancy way of putting meditation / journaling session. And I've been using these idea meditation sessions to generate content ideas, honestly. It's made a huge difference for me, but I'm still working out the flow of things. Under productivity, there's also the brain dump trigger list. So if I'm ever like, okay, I need to brain dump out my thoughts and feelings, I actually wouldn't go to the brain dump trigger list for this. But what I would do is open up these individual dashboards. So I'd open up Fun and Vibes or Home, and I've got the trigger list embedded under here. So I can just go into Home and then I can brain dump all of my tasks as well as projects that are related to Home. And that's in every single dashboard. So you've got the trigger list embedded down here. I find that a really good way to brain dump. I've also got my weekly reset page. You know, I love a little weekly reset where I sort of clear the decks. Under finances, I have my mindful wish list. I hate that it's doing this. This is not what it looks like, but when you click in here, you can rate by, you know, how much will it impact my calm? Will this purchase earn me money? Will this increase my energy? Will this save me time? How often will I use it? Is it coming from a good place? All of that stuff to help me to be more mindful with my purchases. Other simple pages that I have are things like my Christmas list. I have so many ideas for Katie. Don't ask me why. No one else has any ideas except for Luke. And of course, birthday list, so same. I also have things like favorite things list and future names list. And those are all the main parts of my Notion. I've been using this general template for a long time now, it feels like. And I love it. Like, it's so easy to use and it addresses all of the key things that I find are difficult about productivity. Things like managing low energy days, things like managing your feelings of resistance, things like making sure that you're actually moving towards your goals and doing the things that aren't just like the mundane daily life things, so that you're actually even slowly moving towards your vision each day. I also, of course, have my creation hub, which is all about creating content, but I probably won't show you through this because it's just like only relevant to a few people. I could create a separate video on it, it. Let me know if you want to see how I manage my content creation. You haven't seen me on this channel in a while, but I have been creating content over on Intention, my app, and as well my podcast, Grow with Intention, and of course my newsletter as well. And this is my soiree back into muchelleb, because one of my goals this year is intentional muchelleb video packaging. I'm experimenting, we're testing, we're figuring out our flow. If you really want like this pack specifically, I do have it for sale. Although I think I'm gonna do a 20% discount for the next week for anyone that wants to purchase my Notion pack that has watched this video specifically. I haven't been here for a while, so I'll have that 20% discount code in my description down below. It'll be applicable for the next week. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you soon. If you watch this video and you're looking for systems, ideas for getting things done that work for your brain, that maybe aren't the typical like Eisenhower matrix, time block your week situation, I have a whole video full of ways to plan your week to actually get things done, particularly if you just feel like the typical stuff isn't working for your brain. I'm going to have that linked on the screen as well as down below because it could be a really helpful accompaniment to this video.